शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणम् सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Shloka 19. Before that, we will chant the first two shlokas. सर्गस्थिति प्रलय हेतुमचिन्त्य शक्तिम्
सर्गस्थिति प्रलय हेतुमचिन्त्य शक्तिम्
विश्वेश्वरं विदित विश्वमनन्तमूर्तिम्
विश्वेश्वरं विदित विश्वमनन्तमूर्तिम्
निर्मुक्तबन्धनमपार सुखाम्बुराशिम्
निर्मुक्तबन्धनमपार सुखाम्बुराशिम्
श्रीवल्लभं विमलबोधघनं नमामि
श्रीवल्लभं विमलबोधघनं नमामि
यस्य प्रसादादहमेव विष्णुः
यस्य प्रसादादहमेव विष्णुः
मय्येव सर्वं परिकल्पितं च
मय्येव सर्वं परिकल्पितं च
इत्थं विजानामि सदात्मरूपम्
इत्थं विजानामि सदात्मरूपम्
तस्याङ्घ्रिपद्मं प्रणतोऽस्मि नित्यम्
तस्याङ्घ्रिपद्मं प्रणतोऽस्मि नित्यम्।
श्लोका 19. अनापन्नविकारः सन्
अनापन्नविकारः सन्
अयस्कान्तवदेव यः
अयस्कान्तवदेव यः
बुद्ध्यादिश्चालयेत् प्रत्यक्
बुद्ध्यादिश्चालयेत् प्रत्यक्
सोऽहमित्यवधारय
सोऽहमित्यवधारय।
आत्मा चैतन्य. Atma is Chaitanya. The Atma makes the buddhi, mind, senses, prana, body, all these work because of the Atma. There is an Upanishad called Kenopanishad. In Kenopanishad, the student asks a question. Keneshitam patati preshitam manaha Kena pranah prathamah praiti yuktaha Keneshitam vachamimam vadanti Chakshushrotram kavudevo yunakti. What impels the mind? What makes the mind function? Keneshitam patati preshitam manaha Kena pranah prathamah praiti yuktaha. What makes the prana function? What activates the prana? Keneshitam vachamimam vadanti. Impelled by who people are able to speak. Imam vacham vadanti. People speak these words. Chakshushrotram kavudevo yunakti. What impels the eyes and ears? What makes the eyes and ears function? That was the question. And the answer is, it is the Atma. So Atma drives the body, mind, senses, etc. Atma is the driver of this body, mind, sense complex. Having said this, we can have a doubt. As far as the regular driver is concerned, the driver also does some action. Driver also moves his hands and legs. That is how he drives the car. If the driver just sits, he cannot move the car. But it is not so with the Atma. Atma does not move at all. Nishchala. Atma is Nishchala. Nirvikara. No movement in the Atma. Then how does the Atma ensure that everything works? That is what we saw yesterday. Sannidhi matrena, by mere presence. One example was the boss. Boss has to come and sit. As soon as he comes and sits, everything
activate.
Yeah. Everything regains its order. But even the boss is not a very good example, because even the boss may sometimes shout. Atma does not even shout. Ashabdam. Then the author gives another example. Ayaskanta. Ayaskanta means magnet. Magnet does not move. Without moving, it can make the iron move. It can pull the iron just by mere presence. So, magnet is another example. See, Anapanna vikarasan ayaskantavadevayaha buddhyadin chalayet pratyak. Yaha pratyak. Pratyak is a word used to describe Atma. Pratyagatma. Pratyak means the innermost. When we say inert, we think spatially inner. Inside this body, there is some cavity, and in the cavity there is a small Atma. It is not so. Atma is not small. Then how can it be inside this body? Therefore, we should not understand it spatially. Inner means it is not objectified. Anything that is objectified is external, outside us. I see this flower. That means this flower is outside me, outside my eyes. That's why eyes can see them. No, even my eyes are out, because even they are witnessed by the consciousness. Compared to the consciousness, the eyes are also out, because they are objectified. The Atma is never objectified. Therefore, it is the innermost. Sarvantaraha, innermost. The same idea is conveyed by pratyak. So, yaha pratyak, the innermost Atma, buddhyadin chalayet, it drives buddhi, etc. Chalayet, chalayati means drives. Driver is called chalaka in Sanskrit. Buddhyadin chalayet. How? Not with any action. Anapanna vikarasan. Without any vikara, without any modification in itself. Vikara means modification. There are no modification in Atma. Without any changes. By mere presence. Sannidhi matrena vikaram vina buddhyadin chalayet. It moves buddhi, etc. Example, ayaskantavat, like magnet. Shloka 20. Sohamityavadharaya. That is Saha Atma. That Atma who drives the buddhi, etc., without undergoing any change. One should understand, I am that Atma. Guru is telling the Shishya, understand that you are that kind of Atma. That means you are not the buddhi, you are not the manas, you are not the senses. You are the Atma which drives the buddhi, etc., by mere presence. Ajadatmavada bhanti.
Ajadatmavada bhanti.
Yat sanidhya jada api.
Yat sanidhya jada api.
Dehendriyamanah pranaha.
Dehendriyamanah pranaha.
Sohamityavadharaya.
Sohamityavadharaya.
There is something called Chidabhasa. Chidabhasa means the reflection of consciousness. Reflection of consciousness. Just like the light reflects on a polished surface, there is a light, the original light. Then there is a polished surface. It may be a mirror or any metal, polished metal, anything. The light reflects on it. Then what happens? Even the reflection seems to be another light. If you have a mirror, one might think in the beginning that there is another light also. Likewise, the Chaitanya, the consciousness, reflects in the antahkarana, in the mind. The mind is originally jada. The mind is originally jada. Jada means it does not have any sentiency. Just like any object, the table does not have sentiency. But the mind, it is also jada. Even the mind does not have any sentiency of its own. But the mind enables the reflection of the consciousness. Mind is like a polished mirror as far as consciousness is concerned. Therefore, the consciousness reflects in the mind. Then the mind appears to be sentient. The mind seems to be sentient.
What is sentient?
Sentience means the ability to know another object is called sentiency. See, when I touch, I can feel. That means there is sentiency in my body. If I touch with the cloth, if I touch this cup with the cloth, I cannot feel. I cannot feel whether it is hot or cold. The cloth cannot feel. That means the cloth does not have sentiency. But when I touch with my finger, with my skin, what happens? I can feel the heat. The ability to feel, the ability to know, it is called sentiency. We experience sentiency in the body. Even at the tip of our finger, we experience sentiency.
That is sensitive.
Sentiency. Yeah. Sentiency. We experience sentiency. The sentiency of the body is because of Chidabhasa, the reflection of consciousness. Because the body is not originally sentient. Body is made of 5 elements. What is the body made of? It is made of food. The idli, dosa, and upma, poha that you eat, that is what this body is made of. And the idli is not sentient. If the idli is not sentient, even the body cannot be sentient. See, I have another request. During the class, there is no question. You can, if you get any question, please write it on a pad and you can ask me later on. Preferably during the night session, question and answer session. Or if you have any bigger question that you feel you cannot resolve, you can come to me afterwards. Even after the class, it's okay. But not during the class. It becomes interruption. So I know that people have different backgrounds here. Everyone is not from the same background. Some people may have a better background of Vedanta, whereas some others may be beginners, whereas some others might have heard some other people and come. So it is a mixed group. So people will have different types of questions, but we have to follow a particular pattern of teaching. So the teaching has to be built. It's a build-up. So, if you have any question, please ask me later on. So, yeah, the body has sentiency, but the body itself is insentient. Then where does the sentiency come to the body? It is the reflection of the sentiency of Atma, which is called Chidabhasa. So the mind, senses, as well as the body, they are originally jada, insentient. But because of the association with the Atma, because of the presence of the Atma, they get the reflection of consciousness. They get the Chidabhasa, and therefore they appear sentient. And the author says, the one because of which the body, mind, etc. appear sentient, though they are essentially insentient, the one because of which they appear sentient is the Atma. Here a logic is used. The body is originally insentient because it is idli. It is roti. Just a modification of roti, that's all. The originally insentient body, the originally insentient mind, how can it appear sentient? If it has to appear sentient, there has to be a being. There has to be something that lends its sentiency to the body, etc. That reflects its sentiency on the body, mind, etc. And that is Atma. The source of sentiency, the source of consciousness, because of which the body, etc., appear sentient, is Atma. See, ajadatmavada bhanti yat samnidhyat jada api dehendriya manah pranaha. Deha, indriya, manaha and prana. Deha, body. Indriya, senses. Manaha, mind. And prana. All these. Jada api. They are originally jada. Originally, they are insentient. Yet, yat sannidhyat, because of the presence of which Atma, ajadatmavada bhanti, they appear to be ajada. Ajada means sentient. Sohamityavadharaya. Understand that you are that Atma, because of whom the body, etc., appear sentient. In today's class, we did not pray to Ganesha properly. That is why so many interruptions. Shloka 21. Agaman me manonyatra
Agamanme manonyatra
sampratancha sthirikritam
sampratancha sthirikritam
evam yo vetti dhivrittim
evam yo vetti dhivrittim
sohamityavadharaya.
sohamityavadharaya.
So, Atma is not the mind. Mind and Atma are different. Even this has to be understood. Because we think, I am the mind. We identify with the mind. Therefore, the author is distinguishing the mind from the Atma. How? Even the mind is watched. Even the mind is objectified. How do you know that your mind is watched? For a while, you were not able to concentrate. The Swami was speaking constantly. For a while, your mind went to America. What is happening there in San Francisco? At that time, what the Swami said, you missed. Then the mind comes back, oh, I have to focus on the class. Then what this Swami is saying, you are not able to understand because already half the things are already told. Then you say, my mind went there and now it came here. That means you are able to see the movement of your mind. My mind went to America and now it is here. You see the movement of your mind. You know the movement of your mind. That means the mind is objectified. The mind is the object of your consciousness. Me manaha anyatra agamat. My mind went elsewhere. Anyatra. Sampratancha sthirikritam. Now my mind has become steady. It is focused. Evam dhivrittim yo vetti. In this manner, dhivrittim, the functions of the mind, the movements of the mind, yaha vetti, one who knows, one who witnesses, I am that person, I am that Atma. Sohamityavadharaya. Understand that you are that Atma. Swapna jagarite suktim.
स्वप्न जागरिते सुप्तिम्
Bhava bhavo dhiyam tatha.
भावा भावो धियां तथा
Yo vetya vikriyas sakshat.
यो वेत्य विक्रियः साक्षात्
Sohamityavadharaya.
सोऽहमित्यवधारय